Afternoon, everybody. Isn't it pleasant? 37 degrees at 1 in the afternoon. Harley's just chilling. It's a great day. And that's all going to change rather quickly. So we, along with basically everyone else through the middle 2/3 of the United States, are in full prep mode, getting ready for the crazy cold temperature. Let me start this off by saying we are incredibly fortunate here in eastern Colorado that we are not in the Dakotas or Canada, because they're going crazy cold. And in southeast Colorado, we're predicted to be close to 10 to 20 degrees warmer than northeast Colorado. But that's what northeast Colorado gets for always getting rain where we don't. We've got a couple hours before the wind is supposed to hit. Now it was 6 o'clock it was supposed to hit. Now it's kind of sounding like maybe around 8, 9. And when it hits, the temperature is going to free fall. Tonight they're only calling for -5, but 40-mile-an-hour winds are going to push that wind chill into the -30s. Tomorrow, a high of -1. And I think that's what they just said on the new news. I don't know, it's right at 0. But again, 40-mile-an-hour winds during the day tomorrow, going to push that wind chill crazy low again. What do we got then? Tomorrow during the day, the wind is supposed to die down, but crazy cold again. Got all this equipment kind of randomly sitting here. It's because fuel company just came by a bit ago and put #1 diesel in all the stuff that we're going to need. #1 diesel is not a typical thing around here, just because we don't get that cold. It's not worth paying $1 a gallon for. We get by with a lot of diesel treat, and when we have this pop up, they usually get in like a truckload of it, and that's what they did this morning. They ran around to feedlots. They hit us, our neighbors right over there, a couple others in the area, topping off tanks, just trying to keep equipment moving. So next big step is to get the cattle bedded down so that way they are ready for the cold, and then get everything packed in the shop. So we're gonna get started on that. Let's go spread some corn stalks. First project up this afternoon, getting bedding spread. So this pen, see how they're all over there by the windbreak? It's because they got bedding. They're trying to figure out what it is. These guys will be that way as soon as I get these spread. Bart's gonna grab the other loader over there at the shop, load up the flatbed to take to a different set of corrals. Yeah, so hopefully these guys got a warm place to lay for the next couple nights. Climb up the stairs here to show you guys this. We got this place packed. Hi, Harley. Both feed trucks, both loaders, the bunk blower, service truck. Hopefully we don't need any more than just the one loader and the 2 feed trucks. But we're prepped and ready just in case. I don't know how well you can see that, but there's one pen of cattle. I'm going to say 80% of the pen is piled up on them stalks. So, I'm liking it. Alright guys, gonna call it a night. Sounds like the wind is about 3 hours away. Look at this, 5:30, it's 37 degrees. 100 miles north of here, it's already down to 10. So, it's coming. Check in with you guys in the morning, we'll see what the plan is. Okay, ignore date, time, rainfall amounts, because this thing resets to January 1 at midnight every time the power goes out, so none of that's ever right. What you want to concentrate on is this number here, and then down here, wind chill, -25. I don't know about you, but it doesn't look that fun out there today. Oh, the joys of owning cattle. Let's get to work. So one other cool thing, found out my pickup fits in the garage. Just barely, but it fits. What's the matter with you? Oh, I don't want to go. So I'm not gonna lie guys, the reason I don't want to go to work today is because of the Big Bang Theory. Now that I'm like stuck on the show and want to sit home and watch it, that was years ago. I got addicted to that show because the way they broke down the theory of Schrodinger's cat. I'd heard about it before, had no idea what it was about. Basically, you put a cat in a box, the cat's neither alive nor dead until you open the box. Well, as long as I stay at home, our water tanks aren't either frozen nor liquid until I go look. So when you stay at home, you have this bliss of, well, maybe they're okay. But when you actually head to work, you gotta go find out how miserable the day's gonna be. I am praying that they are liquid. All of them at the one shot or at our 1 yard have overflows, so they got a little bit of water running continuously. The other yard is heaters. The third yard is a mix of both. Yeah. I'm not so worried about the fact that we're below zero. They can handle that. It's the wind chill. That wind coming across. I'm worried about it starting to freeze stuff up, maybe freezing the water lines underground. But if you've seen past videos, we went through to every tank and put in that 12-inch or 16-inch pipe to just let air come up from the ground. So we should be getting ground heat in there. Should stay thawed. God, I really hope they're thawed. It's delightful out. Okay, guys, moment of truth. Oh, hell yeah! We got liquid, baby! Thank God! So as you can see, water is just overflowing into that. The drain goes to that end of the corrals, and we got a whole drain system over there. Hell yeah! It's gonna be a good day. Not gonna lie, guys, I am severely underprepared for this cold a temperature. Whew. So, bottom wise, apparently I don't even own a pair of sweatpants anymore. So I found an old pair of wind pants from college. They're a little snug, you know what I'm saying? Underneath my jeans. That's it. Nice pair of wool socks on my feet. That's it. Upper body, found an old Under Armour shirt from when I was in high school. I'm not the same size person as I was in high school. Essentially, it's kind of like a midriff cut off, you know. I got a little belly button showing underneath, and then a t-shirt, and then my sweatshirt, and then my vest, and then I got another coat back there for when it gets really cold. My big problem is my hands. My hands hurt, and all I did was go to that tank right there and back. All right, we got 5, 6, 7. So 1 out of 10 confirmed liquid. And that was the one I'm the most nervous about, because that's the one here that usually has a little ice trouble. So I'm very, very optimistic now, which is probably a bad thing. So these two tanks were froze over, but the tank isn't frozen. There was liquid underneath, so I think we're okay. I didn't want to pull the plug and drain them to see if the float was running, just because I figure the drains are frozen. Another thing, keep in mind when you look at cattle and you see all that snow on their back, you think, oh man, how can you do that to them? The snow on their back is actually a very good sign. I had a vet tell me this years ago. In a snowstorm, you want to see snow on their back because that means they're keeping their body heat in, and that snow is starting to insulate them and keep them even warmer. If in a snowstorm a cow has no snow on their back, meaning they're wet, that means that cattle is stressed and in danger because it's losing its body heat and melting the snow. So keep that in mind when you see cattle in snow. Snow on their backs is actually a very good thing. All right, let's go check some more stuff. This is weird. It's snowing still. I wasn't expecting this much snow. Okay, farm-wise, we are in incredibly good shape. Maddie's just getting done blowing bunks. Big Tuna's in the feed truck. I'm running the loader. We're going to feed a half ration now, or maybe about 2/3. And then come late afternoon, we'll feed again. This is starting to get very hot. But yeah, the farm's in really good shape. Few issues at houses. Got a couple guys in at Hector's working on some stuff. Yeah. Honestly, we survived what's supposed to be the worst of this in good shape. Today the high is supposed to get up to about 0. I think it was what, -7 when I left the house earlier. Sorry, I'm trying to kind of clean these little snow drifts out of the way so they don't just turn into pure ice. Tonight it's supposed to get down with the wind chill to about -20 again, but the wind isn't near as strong. It's just going to be a lot colder. Tomorrow, Friday, we're supposed to get up to like 15, so it's going to be, you know, like shorts and t-shirt weather. And then Friday night again about -10, but they say almost no wind there, so we'll see. Man, this stuff formed ice fast. But yeah, I'll update you guys here in a little bit whenever we switch to the next project, whatever that may be. Okay, now we do have a problem. We got one tank that's a heated tank. For some reason it is freezing up on us. Had trouble with it before. We replaced both heater elements. Just not a fan of those tanks. We tried a different company. Do not like them. So we run home, get some scalding hot water, put in those jugs. Yes, they are rinsed. There's no more antifreeze in them. Get some really hot water so we can just pour it on the valve. Hopefully it's just frozen right at the valve while we continue to diagnose the problem, figure out what the hell we got going on. Whew. Look at that ice. My eyelashes. Oh. So, hot water and a small torch. We got it thawed and flowing. And you see it on this tank. So the water comes in obviously out of the ground underneath the tank, and then it has to go up this side and then over. The valve sits there at the top. Oh, I don't have any breath from being out there. That hurts. So what it was is that up pipe is what froze. We got it thawed. Glenn ran to the shop to find a little piece of insulation or foam to shove in that opening, try and pack that a little tighter, and then hopefully the heat coming off the heaters will keep everything thawed. At least that's our hope. Ah, it hurts. Oh, I can blink again. I blinked out there and my eyelashes froze shut for a second. This is weird. Okay, so we packed a little foam around that pipe. Gonna leave everything alone. Just talked to the big chief. He went and checked the tanks that were frozen over this morning that I was messing with. I think I showed you guys that. Two of the tanks there where I stopped this morning had ice across the top, and it's just because it's freezing over the drain, and so then it can't circle the water like it's supposed to. They were already froze over again, so it's 11 o'clock now. Just came here to the man cave, hanging out, thawing out. Give it about an hour, I'll go cycle through it again. So yeah, I'm gonna sit here, watch some Christmas cartoons, and relax for an hour. If you've never watched Prep and Landing, you're missing out. It's good Christmas. Alright, here we go. 3 o'clock, it's 1 degree according to the pickup. Oh, I went back out about 12:30, didn't bother taking the camera, mainly because I was trying to eat while driving. Found one tank that was frozen. The ball valve that turns the water on and off with the water level had gotten frozen up. So as I was tapping on the metal to take it off to access the valve, because I had hot water, it suddenly freed up. So, fingers crossed, we're okay. And it's like I was joking with my dad. I go, if you had to deal with this weather regularly, the only solution I have found is the Superior brand water tanks with the heater. The overflow ones that just have water running continuously, that overflow freezes up in this temperature. It doesn't work. The other brand, I can't even remember what they are, the one we were working on this morning, we have trouble with it on the regular. I've heard a lot of people say you need the Ritchie tanks where you push the little ball down with their nose to access the water. Feedlot over here has those. They had 4 guys with little hand sprayers full of hot water walking from pin to pin to pin, spraying them down to melt the ice because they were frozen shut. So there's not a good solution in this weather. Just plain and simple, there is not a good solution. But that's why it doesn't normally get this cold here. We don't handle the cold. Looks like Maddie's already here messing with tanks. We'll go get started. Gonna load up the feed truck with another couple loads. Sounds like we had 1, maybe 2 tanks froze up, but again, it was the same problem. The float was frozen to the metal cover. It's kind of a problem. Making another quick pass through the feedlot to check on tanks. Again, I can see more than the camera can, so I'm just looking for cattle gathered around a tank, which is an indication that we got a problem. It's 5:30, we're already back to -2. No wind tonight, so we're only supposed to get to about 12 below, which no wind should make a world of difference. Tomorrow they're talking like 15 degrees above, and then Friday night still cold again, I think like -6, and then the warm-up starts. I think it's supposed to be in the low 50s for Christmas, and by midweek in the 60s. It's gonna be a wild swing. I hope the cattle are ready for it. But either way, we'll just see how it goes and talk to all you guys later.